And welcome back to the Strong Girl Shuffle.
Did you miss us?
Shouldn't post every other week.
That's right. We post every other week and then we post weekly on our Instagram and our TikTok, but we'll go into our plugs later. Right now,
You posted today. I thought they were great.
thank you. Right, folks. So, for those who may have been keeping up with the strongman world, especially World's Strongest Man 2024, we are actually going to go deep diving into that competition, the heats and the finals. We're going to go into a little bit of a description of what the heats actually are because your girl ain't got a clue.
They are confusing.
It was a completely new concept to me. Allie and I were talking about this a little earlier today with the heats and the finals and what they were and the differences between them and what they actually like what the heats meant for the finals. And Uncle Law's Aunt Liz, they did a really, really good descriptor. So God bless them. Definitely go to them for the facts. But before I was listening to them, I listened to Mitchell Hooper's recap, and I also listened to The Beast. I forgot to add him in there, but yeah, his YouTube's pretty funny too. And they gave some good descriptions, but like they were talking so fast, and they know their shit, so like it was really hard to keep up with them. So Allie kind of gave me a little rundown on what it is, and she's going to do the same thing for you guys if you're in the same boat as me. And then we're going to go into the finals. But before we talk about all that fun jazz, we're going to go into our goals. We're going to get into our tarot. We're definitely going to have some water breaks in this bitch. And we're going to have fun because we're just going to shuffle in.
My goals have been going pretty well. So meal prepping, it's been decent. Nothing extravagant. It's kind of the same thing. Staying on track a bit with that. Water's been going great. This water bottle was definitely the key I needed. I actually left it at work the other day and I was so sad. I debated on going back. Well, about 20 minutes drive. So I was like, not worth it.
Yeah, that's without tractors on the highway, which right now they are definitely cruising right now. So definitely understand that feeling.
Exactly. Jim's been gymming, been doing great. So I started working out, like doing the same workout as my roommates, which has really been good. She's been really challenging me to, put in that work because like as much as I motivate myself, I am very much lax on myself if I don't have someone watching.
It's
Um,
nice having a gym buddy.
I love a gym buddy. I really do. And so, no, we've been doing the gym, doing a workout together, and I was pretty proud. I only had to modify 2 exercises, this is stuff I've done before, but it's been a while. It's probably been like 6, 8 months since I did some of them. So to
Yeah.
only have to modify two, I was very proud of myself for. And then on Friday, we did a little strongman. We have a Bruce.
Yep.
So we did a little bit of everything. We did some dumbbell pressing with our circus dumbbell empty is 55 pounds. It's really awkward. So I was able to press that with both. I got it with my left. That was the first time getting it with my left. Very proud.
Girl, what's up with you and your left lately?
We're working on her. Well, then I hurt her, but we'll get to.
Mhm.
And so then we did some car deadlifts, which was really fun. Like we kind of posted. So we had a lot of people there, which was really nice. This was the first time in the new gym, getting the new vibe. So it was a lot of fun. So we had, I don't know, like felt like 12, 13 people there.
Nice. Good
Got the
turnout.
deadlift out and like we attached it to actual cars, which was really cool. And I was the only female that was able to lift it that day, which I was stoked about. Very proud, very proud.
Take that, sandbags.
Like that's it, right. So I was able to lift it for 2 reps. And so with the car deadlift, it is a bit on an angle. So what we decided to do is we pushed the bars in to see if how much of a difference it was. And so one of the guys actually I went to high school with, he lifted. He's like, it's easier, and then everyone else lifted, and they're like, I can't tell the difference. I went and lifted it. There was a significant difference. It was I was like, I don't know, like I got it, but and then I did pull a little muscle here. I don't really know exactly what. It's more pec, neck muscle, like right here. So I took Sunday off. It's feeling much better. Like I did go to the gym. Like on Tuesday. Just did we did do some chest presses, and I went a little lighter of the weight, but it feels good. Like it's nothing major. It's just a tweak. It's just a pull, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a smart idea to go in on Sunday. So and just kind of relaxed, and then I walked did a couple bits of walking.
Nice. Did you started painting your stones to put on the walk, or are you just getting like the joints all warmed up?
Someone took my stone.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's what they're made for. Well, it's not what they're made for you, but that's usually what they're made for.
Someone took my stone. But I went inside. I got
Oh,
duckies.
oh, nice. I think you sent me that picture actually of the pond
Yeah.
with the ducks.
Yeah. So yeah, what
Yep.
about you? How's your goals been going?
Goals have been going pretty good. Just little backtracking here. The video is on Island Strength and Power's Instagram of the car deadlift, and it's deadly. You guys first start out with a car, and then you transition to like a truck.
Yep. And oh, I forgot. The truck actually had 660 pounds worth of fertilizer in the back, right on the tailgate. Right
Oh
where
my
the tailgate.
god.
And so then so we put the truck on, and I want to say only maybe two guys got it.
Oh, that's not surprising.
Yeah, I want to say two guys got it. No one else did. So then they took all the bags off, and then they slowly added the bags, which kind of gave them the great idea of that's how they might be doing it for the summer. It's an easier way than trying to find different weights
Ooh.
on the like different weighted trucks. Put one truck on, and then put the weights on as it goes up. They still need to figure out what to do for the females because like even like an 82 couldn't lift the car and I was the only one and I only did it for 2 reps and you if this is a rep out event you need to be able to do more than two. uh,
Yeah.
so they're still working on the weights for the women but we're excited to see what happens. We're talking like golf carts, see what we
Oh,
have
I'm
mowers, we try
excited.
to put it all.
I'm so excited to see that event come into fruition because like just watching it on the live, it was just unreal. But to be able to like actually handle that in competition, I'm excited to see how it turns out. And the fact that you were the only woman to lift it is really promising. Not trying to hype you up, but ooh, ooh, ooh.
I do like deadlift and that particular height, that angle is what I'm really good at.
Yeah, no, it looked really awesome. Um, my goals aren't as fancy, so I've been doing a lot more walks. My gym is officially closed for the summer. Yeah, they closed early just because construction really killed them. It's the school gym, so I've been taking advantage of it by going out for more walks. I actually almost got sunburned this morning, and I broke my shoe.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, it was a shitty situation, but at the end of the day, like good excuse to buy new shoes,
Right,
you
I
know.
was actually thinking I'm like I need to find some shoes too.
Man. Water intake has been going fantastic. So like I'm probably drinking like at maybe a liter, at most 2 liters of water a day. That
Nice.
is insane. I don't even think that's healthy, but I
That
don't know.
that is healthy. That's not that bad. It's actually not that
Oh.
crazy amount.
Writing has been going really, really well. I will be honest. After talking to some of our mutual friends about my book idea, putting it down for a little bit because I'm struggling to let go of my babies, as my editor would say. Giving it a break. I started working on another book, and so far it's been going pretty well. But I think darkness sells nowadays.
I like a dark story.
And yeah, I think that's really all of my goals. All right, I saw that there was a little tarot flip.
So it's a very exciting book. We are going to be redoing from the Cosmic Portal Tarot. This is a local PI
Mm.
artist and drawer, Renee Laprise. So this is what the book looks like. These are gorgeous.
Beautiful.
The art is wonderful. It's based on her Native American culture, so it's very like purples, blues, very
Mhm.
simple but powerful artwork. So I really like these cards. And so this is once again is an oracle deck. So basically each card has its own meaning. And so it was really interesting being able to talk to the artist and the creator of it because she was saying how she was going through a really dark place in her time. She got
Hence the
severely
colors.
injured. And so this is when she created this as part of her healing, both physical and spiritual journey when she was injured. So it was a really interesting story. I highly recommend checking it out. And the card that came out while you were chit chatting away was love.
Oh, beautiful. It kind of looks it's just a purple woman. Her face is very abstract, but her hands are very distinct. There's no harsh lines on this card. It's very just cohesive, very flowy. Kind of looks to me it kind of looks like Mother Mary, like with the veil on her head. I know that might not be the nicest example of it, but like it's got the woman has a shawl over her hair, so she's covered, but she has her hands in a heart, and the heart is just open. There's clouds. It's beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful card. I absolutely love it. And like these ones, like the colors really speak to me. These are my color palettes. I'm surprisingly not in purple today. I'm always in purple. Uh, so it's very calm. It's very motherly. Like it's
Mhm.
very like Mother Nature taking care of the world, and it's just kind of like it's interesting that the whole background is really dark, but the heart inside is the bright blue skies looking for the
Yeah.
right.
I think that's so pretty.
Right. So what do you think this love card means?
Um, Honestly, I think it's like acceptance. I think the motherly figure is definitely a great attribute that you added to it. Like I can relate to that. It is very motherly card. And for most people, their first love are their parents. It might not be their biological ones, but it's the ones who raise them. And I can definitely understand. Like that's relatable. The mother figure there. And then the fact that her arms are closed, but when her hands are closed, they're closed in a heart shape. And it's just very very open, and the clouds are there. So when I think of that, I think of just like freeing. Like maybe she's just freeing herself from she's just forgiving everyone. She's freeing herself from all of the what if questions, of all the dread, of all of the things that the self-doubt, all of the things that she didn't necessarily imagine herself being able to do, or maybe perceiving others the way that she perceives herself, and she's just removing all of that negative intention. She's just opening up her heart, opening up her soul, and just being free. I just see like that mother love
This
being
is
free.
the one on the end.
Ew, stop it. Ew. Why is this happening lately?
Right? So what the book says is in the painting, a physical reality is represented with the clouds inside the heart hands of a non-physical physical being,
Mhm.
allowing the love for the collective to come into you in the physical reality. If you allow yourself to be loved from this plane, you've got it made,
Wow.
right?
I just
Cute.
want to disclose, I don't think that card was ugly. I just think it's really creepy that I the last few times that we've used your tarot decks, I've like metamorphosized in a way. It just gotten better at reading your cards. I'm proud of that. But it's creepy.
Yeah, so on the bottom of the deck, it is the release card, which is like this once again a woman figure, and she has like these butterflies on her shoulder and going into the key. It's like to me, these cards are
Ooh.
intertwined,
Yeah.
talking about like releasing your doubts, your insecurities, so that you can open to love.
Yeah. I gotta ask you now, with the release card, I just noticed Is there a keyhole on the woman's back, like where her shoulders open and the butterflies are coming out? I thought I saw like a little hole, like where the key opened
There
it.
is a yeah, there's a little
Yeah,
not where the butterflies are coming out of, but there is a little key spot in the butterflies.
yeah. Okay. I just noticed the little gap, so I was like, oh, that's a nice little like. I love how she has. Um, I love how the I love how the artist has like little Easter eggs in their drawings, in their art. It's really nice.
Yep. There is a key of letting go of something that doesn't serve you anymore, and that is the key, and that key is closure. Once
Mhm.
you've uncovered and use it, transformation will happen quickly and easily. However, you need to be right of energy before looking for that key, or you'll be struggle to find it. When you do find it, you will know exactly what to do with it and how to use it.
Yeah, that is very true. Because a lot of people, they'll just think that they'll move on eventually from the past. They just kind of bottle it up and it's like, you know what, I'll deal with that another day. No, it's best to deal with it now while it's still fresh, and then that wound will heal better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
like that.
Well, pretty cool cards. Let's see how they intertwine. I don't know if they really fit with this particular article. Maybe the love, because I do love me some strongman. But I think this is more of a personal reading. All right. So now you're ready to learn about some heats. Strongman, world's strongest man. My obsession for the last week and a half. Because as you might not know that this is over like 5 days.
Yeah. Some of the competitors, when I was watching Hooper's YouTube, and he was doing like the behind the scenes of the heats, he actually went to the zoo and he was like visiting all of the places in the location just to like just to enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah,
So
one full rest day.
yeah, it's a lot to carry out. And there's we'll get into it a little bit more, but there's a lot of people who are competing.
Yep. So what the heats are, it's a way to break up the world's strongest man, so trying to get the best into the final. It's a very controversial thing. A lot of people love the heats, a lot of people don't like the heats. So there is 5 groups of 6 people. So 30 people are all competing. Like the whole world,
Wow.
not that many.
Wow.
And so they're all broken down into 6 categories, which they don't announce until all the competitors are there. Like the mystery of it, like who's in your group. If this person does is in the group, this person's not here. It's a really fun game.
So sorry about that, guys. We had some technical difficulties there, but we are at the world's strongest man on Instagram. If you guys want to follow along with me on the groups of the heats, then head over to their channel or their Instagram page. So sorry. Head over to their Instagram page and have a little look see and try to follow along.
Yeah. And
All
so
right.
I mentioned earlier, they do not post this until everyone is there. And the reason is because we had so many people fall out because of injury this year. Like I want to say there was at least 6 that had to be replaced super last
Mhm.
minute, which we will get into.
Yeah. I watched World's Strongest Man last year, but I never watched the heats. And Allie kind of mentioned it to me, but I didn't know like what it entailed or what it meant. She's so casual about it too. She's like, "Yeah, I'm watching the heats," and I was like, "All right, sick." I'm thinking it's like Hell's Kitchen or some shit. Like, so I never even like considered it. And then when we started doing this podcast, she was like, "We're gonna have to talk about the heats," and I was like, "Oh, this again." But now I understand, and
Yeah,
it's
this little thing deciding who's in the final for World's Strongest Man.
no big. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to me. So they only have the last names here, so I apologize in advance for not giving out first names. But if you guys are curious about who these people are, you can also take a look over at the Strongman archives. They have a little bit more information on the heats and how it tallied up, and then they give all the information on the competitors too. So if you want to know where we get our information, that's where to go.
Oh wait, if you want the most up to date, spot on stats, Strongman Archives is your girl.
All right, so for group one, starting with Ferris from the US. We have Mitchell from the US. We have Hoth from Canada. We have Luke Stoltman from the UK. We got Williams from, I do believe,
Australia.
Australia. Yeah, I was going to say Aussie. And then we have Zilkowski, which I'm very sorry. I don't know that flag. It's
Poland.
red on the bottom. Group 2, we have Andrades, who is sponsoring Mexico. I do believe Andrades is from the well, either he's living in the United States or he's like, yeah, and then he's just
He's
like,
living in Texas, but he's representing Mexico.
and then we got Bilton, who's built like a brick wall from the
Oh,
UK. We got Camby, Italy. Oh my god.
need
All
to work on
right.
his legs.
Then we have, I'm gonna butcher your name, Fortu. Fotu. I'm gonna Fotu's from where, Ali?
Czechoslovakia.
Because guess what? The other Canadians also nicknamed Moose, but this one's the biggest moose of the lot. We got Mitchell Hooper. And then last but certainly not least, for group 2, we got Remick, who's from the USA. On to group 3, we got Bishops, UK King. Then we got Evans from the USA, his American brother Kearney, our boy Irish man, the man who's gonna bring Allie her potatoes in a sack.
Ah.
Not Terry. We got Pow Dwyer. Then we got another Aussie fan. We got Reg, the coolest last name ever.
He is not from Australia. He is from New Zealand. Are they the same flag?
Yeah, they are. We're gonna do a segment on flags.
Are they the same flag? I thought they were different. You keep going. I'll look at the flags. I'll fact check.
All right, and I'm so sorry for the last person of group 3. I'm gonna butcher your name, but I'm gonna try my best because so did you. We got Smostelis.
Irish Schmuckstellis.
What's up, miss?
Their flags are very, 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 very similar.
So similar.
So similar. So there's the crest in the center is the same, but one has 4 red stars, and one has 6 white stars.
Yep.
So
Thank you very, very much for that. By the way, where is Smokestellis from?
Latvia.
All right, group 4. We got our USA man, Crowder. Then, ironically enough, we got a man from the UK itself. His name is Francis. Then we got Hainla. Hainla is from a beautiful country. Insert here. All right, and then we have our Ukrainian Kordiaka. Okay, our boy from, I do believe, I want to say it's from Jamaica, but I know that's not right.
Uganda.
Uganda. Well, Uganda gonna love him because it's Nana. And then we got another USA man, which we all know. He's been here since the beginning. We can only single him out because he's Singleton. And last, but certainly not least, we got group 5 going in with another moose, Derwinski from Canada. We got Goldtree from USA. We got Rozowski, the fucking coolest last name ever. Where's he from now, LA?
Poland.
We got another villain number 2 because honestly, the coolest villain name, Shoewinkle. That is the coolest last name ever. And where's he from?
He is from South Africa.
The brother of the Stoltman. We got the UK big boy himself. Ooh, we got Tom Stoltman.
2 times world's strongest man.
Last, but certainly not least, because we got Thompson.
Bobby.
What great competitors. Honestly, the fact that they were all all in the heats and they were all competing against themselves, it was just a marvel to be able to witness.
Exactly. Yes, it was
I
pretty.
can't wait to see like the whole thing recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So there is a downside. Like they've been getting better at posting, but before you would very rarely see the heats, and it was only about a half an hour, so you didn't get to see everything, which was really sad. They'd only highlighted
Oh.
the top three. So one thing with the heats is it's the top two who goes in, right? But then
Mhm.
there's an epic battle. It's called the Stone Off, between second and third to find out who's that second place going to. Which once again, some controversy because not everyone gets a chance to do it.
Oh, sheesh.
The second and third get to do the stone off
So do you mind me asking, is it always the stone off or is it like sometimes like the end? Okay.
always. Like it might have different variations of it, but that's yes. Or like not always, but for the last like at least 12 years.
It's one of the most popular events, so I can understand why they would.
I don't like how much weight it has though. Like it's a deciding factor. Which
Oh
is
yeah.
exactly fair. Like if you're not good at stones, you're not gonna make it in the world's strongest man. Which
Yeah, you definitely need a day of recovery after that.
some do, some don't.
Alrighty. Well, let's get right into the stats. And we got all these stats from Strongman Archives. If you want to backtrack and don't really like the stats board, I'd recommend heading over to Uncle Laz's and Lid's. They did a live feed of where they received all the information and who went up when and what they did. And I feel like it's more engaging, it's more interactive, and let's admit it, it's more fun.
Definitely. But before we go over the stats, I would like to go over the events that are happening in the final because each set has their
Yeah.
own each group does the same events, which is something that's changed. Because before it would be like, oh, there's a dumbbell. Well, oh, you're gonna do a squat, one's gonna do a deadlift, one's gonna do a dumbbell, one's gonna be do a log. But in the last like I want to say 2 to 3 years, they've combined it so they're all doing the exact same events.
I think that's so nice too because it keeps it consistent. It makes sure that everybody is fighting on the same fair land. You're talking earlier about the stones, not everyone getting a chance to do the stone off. So it's kind of nice to give everybody that equal footing to like get a chance to prove themselves and show how much they can do.
Yeah, and actually,
Um,
Laws and Liz did a really cool spreadsheet to show you, like, if everyone was in the same competition, how would it look? Which is
Mhm.
really cool to look at those stats. I nerded out over that, but it's not a true factor because based on these events, the way it is, some people had to go light. Some people didn't even have to do the last event just to qualify, which we'll get into.
yeah, we'll definitely fall into that, but it's definitely nice to be able to see like the stats on it for sure. And then it's kind of cool that they like did the math. You know what I mean? They were mathing that day.
Hey, Liz loves the spreadsheet. She loves the stat, and I love her for it because I'm
God
a lot.
bless her. Right? I just want to be in there interviewing people, getting in their heads, seeing how they feel. But yeah, so I really appreciate that from one collective to another. But with the events, I can be wrong, so let me know. We got the first day being the Webster Stones, deadlift ladder, and the sandbag steeple chase.
Yeah.
Day two was a Viking press and a car walk. So, Allie, do you want to give a little brief description? We know what Webster Stones are. We talked about deadlift ladder. Do you want to go over the Stanbell steeplechase? What is that?
So yes, so the sandbag steeplechase is they had three 250-pound sandbags
Mhm.
that they had to go, and in the middle of their run was like a yoke that or a bar that they had to throw it over, then pick it up again and take it over. And all the bags were shaped differently. So it's like
Oh,
so one was like the Husafeld square, one was a regular sandbag, and I want maybe two were a regular sandbag. And so they had to pick it up basically 6 times and take it to the end. So that was all.
yeah.
And then
Great.
the Viking press is a really interesting thing. So basically, this one looked really cool. So they had this giant gold globe on the back. So it is a thing. It's a pressing event. So you have to use your legs to get it up and then press strict overhead type of thing.
Mm,
But this one, like sometimes they'll have like kegs in it. It really just depends. This one they had a big giant globe, so it was really cool.
nice. I love that. I love how they like make it into not just like a strongman event, but they also make it more theatrical. So it's like really
Oh,
nice to watch. Yeah.
and then who wants to just do a regular old yoke when you could do a car walk?
Not me.
Not me. Actually, would love to do a car walk.
Well, it's the same as like what we were talking about before. Like it looks like Flintstones. Like they're just inside of a little car and they're just walking around with it.
And then the last event, which only the person in second and third get to do, is the stone off. So they
Mhm,
have a platform. They have a stone they have to put over basically a yoke up until the last one where they do it up for reps to see how many. And so there
mhm,
is a slight advantage for the person who is in second. So the person who is in second only has to like send it over. So basically, like if you were in third, you start off. So you have one extra lift. And that
mhm,
makes a big difference. This year was the first year that there was 2 to 3 people, I have to look at the numbers, that who were in third place got to the final because that is a like it seems like a small advantage, but you're lifting a stone one less time.
yeah.
It adds up.
Yeah, it's mainly just to now you can tell me I'm wrong, but it's mainly just to qualify you for the actual finals itself. Like not everybody gets to do the stone offs, but the more stones that you get over, the more chances you get into the you qualify.
Yes, you have to give it your all on the stone off,
Yep.
otherwise you're not making it into it. The people who don't have to do a stone off are in an advantage, and it shows. The top 5 did not have to do the stone off in the
Yep.
final. Strongest man. So yeah, so those are all the events for the world strongest or for the heats for the world's strongest man. So now we're going to go on and talk about each standing, and I'm going to give you a little tidbit of information about how people did, whether or not, a little bit about the athletes as we go. So we're going to start off in group one. Sixth place was the Polish guy Zwitzki. Is that how you say it?
Zilkowski.
Oscar's his first name. That's all I really
I bet Oscar was a bit of a grouch after this one.
So Oscar, he also just competed in the Britain's Strongest Man or Europe's Strongest Man only 2 weeks earlier. So he was hurting.
Yeah.
So unfortunately he did come in last in all of the events. And so he had 5.5 points. But this was his first year. So like to even get there, huge accomplishment.
Impressive as hell.
Exactly. Then we have Kevin Ferris, who came in fifth with 14.5 points. And he was like one of the people who got called up later on because of all the injuries. And
Mhm.
he is one of the smaller guys. Like he's really come up in the world. He has an amazing grip. So he actually surprisingly came in second in the event because once again the number one was Eddie Williams, who has an amazing grip. It's ridiculous his grip. But
Yeah.
Kevin did really well. Like overall, like in
He
his
held up.
he held up and he's not
Mm,
people like underestimate him, but he came back with fierce. Then we have Trey Mitchell. Trey Mitchell had got seriously injured at the row. Only 7 months ago, 8 months ago, he
mm.
tore his Achilles heel, and he was whoo. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
he admitted afterwards that he came in at like 70%. So like he came back from a major injury. The fact that he came back that soon and
Mhm.
there was one event that he won, which is very impressive. But once you saw his performance in like the deadlift ladder and the stones, you knew he wasn't where he should be. Like
He's aching.
he's hurting. He's hurting.
Mm.
So like he'll get there, but like right now he's just not.
He
Um,
just needs to recover first.
exactly. So he was in fourth place with 17 points. So then we go into the it actually was going into the stones. It was Luke Stoltman and Eddie. They were tied on points.
Mhm.
Okay. And so because they were tied on points, it was the last event like to go. And so it ended up being the car walk, which Eddie Williams beat Luke Stoltman in because Eddie had the advantage. He was one ahead. And
Yep.
so it was Eddie and Luke Stoltman going into the stone off. Luke Stoltman trains with the world's best stone lifter, Tom Stoltman, his brother. Like he's never lost a stone off. So and like he's a demon. He's just like he is like a top 5 stone lifter. He gets a little like people don't talk about him as much because of his brother, but he's there.
Oh yeah, these boys, they were not playing with baseballs when they were growing up. They were playing with stones.
So they had a very impressive stone off. There was 8 stones passed back and or 9 stones passed back and forth, and it was our boy Luke Stoltman to
Yeah.
get it
It
in.
was
I
such
was as much as I love this, I was heartbroken because
yeah.
I really would like Eddie Williams. He's so funny. He's so charismatic. He's great for the sport.
Oh
So
yeah.
but the most incredible thing coming out of this was Tristan Hoyt's. He came in first, winning his group with 2 weeks' notice that he was going into the world's strongest man. And he came
Yep.
in winning his group, meaning he didn't have to do the stone off. He was fresher, and he got 25 points to win in his rookie year. Like Mitchell Hooper did that. Brian Shaw did that. Like Worlds. Like our Canadians made us proud.
We're on a different
So proud.
level, babe.
Oh, so proud.
I'm
Well,
gonna be real with you. Like going back to Luke and Williams fight for the Stones, I gotta say, like I was biting my nails. It was so like down to the wire. They were just there wasn't even a break between the Stones that they when one passed it over, the other one passed it back. Like there was no hesitation until like the very end when Luke just got it back over. Yeah.
you have 20 seconds to get it back over.
Crazy. I like yeah, I just wanted to mention that because that was one of my favorite events, of course. It's a popular thing because it's so awesome to watch.
All right, so we're gonna go in group 2. So I think this time I'm gonna start off with who automatically won the group because there's
Whoop,
no shocker there. Once
whoop,
again, another Canadian, Mitch
whoop, whoop.
Hooper, the reigning champ, coming back for round 2. Let's go. We love a move.
Let's we
And so
love our moose.
we love a moose. We love all our Canadians. And so with Mitchell Hooper, he literally just had to pick up the walk or the car walk, move it a
Yep.
foot, good to go. Wave at the fans, good to go.
Yeah. There was
Automatically.
actually with the car walk, there was a conversation between Hooper and Andrettes, I do believe. Like they were having a conversation beforehand and they were like talking about like what to do.
That nope, that wasn't the car walk. That was the Stones.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
The very first event, they had there was a gentleman's agreement because
yeah.
they
Yes.
both stopped at 40 feet. So that means they tied with 5.5 points for each of them. So that was a gentleman's agreement. They're it's not the first time we've seen that. A famous one was Terry Hollins and Brian Shaw did one, and it was
Mhm.
very much like you know what you're going to do 10 reps, I'll do 10 reps. We'll call it even. We could go more, or we could share the points.
Yeah. Why waste your energy on the first event when you can just like keep going? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was the Stones. I don't know why I was thinking it was the car press, but yeah.
Which
Yeah.
isn't unheard of. And like say, it's a long competition, so why not?
Yeah. Why make enemies where you can make allies? Mhm.
So now we're gonna go over the order of group 2. So we already know our Canadian boy qualified. Didn't he saved a lot of energy by not having to do the car walk, which was great for him. So we have in sixth place with 7 points, Mr. Gab Belton. He actually got hurt and he wasn't able to do the Viking press. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure what it was. I want to say it was something with his ankle, but I'm not 100%. No, it wasn't his ankle, it was his calf muscle. Very
Yeah.
few injuries. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he did have to withdraw, and so he didn't do the Viking press or the car walk. So, or sorry, 6 with 7 points. Then we
Yeah.
had once again another one who just did a big show. Our Nicholas Camby from Italy with 10.5 points. So like you know what? Once again, this was his first go.
Yeah,
Like
he's a newcomer.
newcomer, great to be invited.
Mhm.
Then we have Spencer Remick coming in fourth with 16.5 points. It was very impressive. Like say, he did great on the car walk. He actually won the group in that one.
He was so fast.
Mhm.
What was his time?
20.87 seconds. And so then that left Oscar and Andrea, both newcomers to the field. So it was very exciting. So we're gonna having someone new blood come in. So going in, it was Oscar was ahead with 22.5 points, and Oscar came in third with 20 points. So it was very impressive that Austin Andrea made it into the final with doing one extra rep. 8 stones, Austin did, and Oscar did 7 stones.
Yeah. Just one stone of a difference. And he was so close to getting it over too. It just couldn't.
So we're going into group three. So starting at the very bottom, but not the bottom, is a Pod Dwyer. Once again, he just competed in Europe. So like the people who competed in Europe, they were still hurting. Then we have Rob Kearney, who is we love Rob Kearney. So he is the first openly gay competitor in the world of strongman. He has made
Mhm.
it very clear that everyone is very accepting of him. They made him feel very loved and welcomed in, and no one made him feel like he shouldn't be there or made comments, which we just love to hear. We love to see.
Mhm.
He used to rock a rainbow mohawk. He was rocking the rainbow beard.
Rainbow beard.
It
Yeah.
looked epic. And he actually had the best time out of the entire weekend on the car walk, which was his best event. So I'm
Yeah.
just so proud. There's a little speech. I might have cried listening to the speech, but as one
He
does.
received an award too, didn't he?
So yes, he did receive the I'm drawing a blank on the name of their award, but basically it's like the most sportsmanlike award, which was given to him.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
very honorable award.
It is. And then we have Adam Bishop, who is a beast of a man. He was going, going, going. He won the first two events, the deadlift ladder and the stones. He came in second within the steeple sandbag. Unfortunately, he pulled his tendon and was out. That was heartbreaking. 20.5. He was in second place. He was right there with the winner, who I forgot to mention, Matt Rags. But he was in contention for first. But unfortunately, it snapped. Can't do
It
much.
happens.
It's a dangerous sport, as you can see from my little itty bitty bruise and my novice lift. So with that, it ended up moving two people up. So we had Ivis, who was already there. So originally it was going to be Ivis Schmucksellis and Adam Bishop in the stone off. They were only
Mhm.
a half a point apart, so it was a real tough battle. But because of that, because of Adam getting hurt, moved up into Tom Evans. Something happened there. I don't know the full story, but his tacky got wrong. He slipped. Something went wrong. He only lifted
Oh. Oh, man.
1 stone. And so Ivis sent it back and he couldn't lift the second stone. I really believed Ivis would get into the final because he is a great stone lifter.
Mhm.
But he saved so much energy with only having to lift 1 stone. So
Yeah.
basically, you have to do it.
Yeah. Kind
And then our Matt Rags, who did absolutely amazing. He won the steeplechase, and then came in second with the deadlift. And just like say, he came in first with 23 points, and so he did not have to do the stone off, which was really great for him.
Yeah. He made everything look so easy too. Like it was crazy. It didn't even seem like he was breaking a sweat.
And then moving into group four, we have so one I forgot to say the winner of this group was the amazing Evan Singleton. I was very impressed. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I don't really like his showboatiness. But like I can appreciate it. And he really learned how to, like, as he says, hone the beast, put the beast in the cage, but bring it out when needed. Two of the events and came in second. He didn't even need to do the last event, the stone walk, because he was 7 points ahead of the next second place. So he didn't even need to pick it up. So he saved energy on two events, which is absolutely amazing for him. So proud of him. And then
What a good start.
what a good start. So this group was the closest. Besides Evan, Evan was definitely like the leader of the pack. But it was still a battle. So it's a total of 3 points difference between sixth place and second place. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. This was like watching a pack of hyenas in the wild fighting over like one piece of meat, and it was just like it was a bloodbath.
Bloodbath. So we have in sixth place Rauno Handler, unfortunately, with 15 points. Oh, my apologies. There was two with 15 points. So when it comes again tied, it's by the last event. That's how they determine the order. So,
Thank
so Rhino actually won the deadlift. No surprise there. He's a beast. He's known for his deadlift,
you.
and so he came in tied for sixth with or fifth, I guess, with Evans Nanya. Nanya?
Nana,
Nana, thank you.
I
Um,
got you.
perfect, because it's a different name on the Strongman archives. Made it easier for us. Um, and so he actually did absolutely amazing on the car dead while winning that event and pushing him into fifth place.
Mhm.
And then we have, sorry, Kane Francis. Great Britain did absolutely great. Once again, a newcomer into this, I do believe. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure this was his first World's Strongest Man. And finishing in fourth
Yes.
with 16.5 points, nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. So then,
Considering this is his first World's Strongest Man, yeah, I think he fucking railed it.
and so then we were going into the stone off against Pablo Cordiaker and Marcus Crowder. Um,
Crowder. Yep.
Alright. So this was with 17 points and 15 points. So once again, this was a situation where Pablo, who was the half a point ahead, only had to lift the stone back. So they actually had 5 stones each, but Crowler could not send it back over. So being in that second spot really helped Pablo. So
Mhm.
Pablo made it into the final.
Woo! We love our Poppy Pablo.
And then group five. So no shocker here. The one, the only, 2 times world's strongest man, Tom Stoltman, of course, won his group. No questions. Not even like first and first, second, second, first. And then once again, he was in the same boat as Mitchell Hooper. He just had to lift the
Yeah.
fucking car walk, and then he was golden. So Oh, and so now we're going to be going into order. So once again, another injury starting right.
Mm.
Bobby Thompson. Oh, my heart broke from him. He had a calf issue, something with that. So, and that was in the first event. So he had
Yeah.
to pull out after that. And like this would have been such a great thing for Bobby to go into. Like he was set. But unfortunately you get injured, right?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can't come back from, especially like a lot of people think that strongman comes from the upper body. No, it comes from the legs. So like when you
Adultery.
get a calf.
And next we have Goldtree from the US of A. He came in fifth place with 16.5 points. He did really well, like very steady. Once again, a newcomer coming in, but to come in third at the sandbag was great.
Crazy.
He was so close. Like, so you have 75 seconds. He finished this run, all 6 bags, in 75.95 seconds.
Oh, so
Five left, but he gave it his all. Oh, and it was impressive to watch. And
oh, I
then
bet.
then we have Rosowski with 17.5 points. Very consistent all the way around, but won the car walk with 22.43 seconds.
Mhm.
Flying. Was Lewinsky in second and Shoemaker in third.
Mhm.
So it was a battle once again, and actually, there's a really cool video of Lewinsky just like bouncing and popping that last stone over, and like, bam, let's go. And he's just, you can see the excitement of our Canadian boy making it into the final. 3, 4, 3, let's go. Oh, so
3 Canadians in the finals, like,
me and my friend Zane, we were determined, and I put that it would be these two in the top final. I did underestimate Tristan because I didn't know about him, and I ate all those words. He
oh,
earned
he
he dominated.
it just brings me so much joy that 3 of the Canadians that competed in the heats came out victorious and just did Canada proud, man. Wore that red, white on their sleeves.
So I'm gonna just go quickly over the final list so that we know who was who. So we
Mhm.
had Tristan Hoyts, Luke Stoltman from Great Britain. Then we had Mitchell Hooper from Canada, Austin Andrea from Mexico. Then we had Matt Reichs from New Zealand, Ivish Schmuckstellis from Latvia, I Evan Singleton from USA, Pavlo Kordiaker from Ukraine, Tom Stoltman from Great Britain, and Wesley Derwinski from Canada. So this was the very first year, and probably I have to go check my facts by Auntie Liz, but I feel like since 2005 that there's only one American.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
2009. Not sure. Go check.
Math is not mathing.
Auntie
Oh
Liz,
my.
the Stolman brothers made it in together. This is their second final together.
That melts my heart because I think you and I were talking about that with I think it was either the Arnolds or maybe it was Britain's Strongest Man when they weren't competing together, and I was like, where's the brothers? And you were like, they don't always compete together, but you know what, like I love watching them fight against one another because you can see that brotherly love, but also the competitiveness comes out of them, man. It's
But
coming through their ears.
it's coming through the years, and the thing, like, Luke is so proud of his little brother. Like, he will shout it from the rooftops how proud he is, and how, like, he said that at Europe's when he was crowned Europe's strongest man. He's like, Tom's getting worlds, I got Europe's. Like, let's go. Someone's
Yeah, that's my
over.
brother.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick little water break, hydrate,
I gotta refill
and
mine.
ooh, behind. And then we're gonna go into the finals. Guys, so we had some tech issues. I forgot to hit record, so it's a brand new day.
But we needed to have a full day for the finals, of course.
Well, exactly. It's just so magnificent that I had to do my hair. We had
We
to
had to
invest
change our outfits.
out, new outfits, new energy. We were too tired
Yeah.
at the end of the last one because it was pretty late at night. It was like 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, because my 9:30, I have a little alarm that says 9:30, time to go to bed. Wind down. That went off while we were recording.
Back and brighter than ever. All right. So yeah, today we are gonna get into the finals and we're gonna go straight into the events because why not? So the first day was Giants medley, then we had the max axle press and final keg toss. And then Allie, do you want to go over what the Giants medley is?
Yeah, sure. So the Giants medley was a big yoke with a Connect like tool benches on. It looked really cool on the shoulders, leading into a frame carry. So the yoke was 455 kilograms, which is like about 1,000 pounds, I would say. And the farmer's carry was 330 kilograms, which is around 700 pounds, which is considered a lighter frame carry for this group of men.
Yeah.
Then the axle cleaner press, it started at 170 kilograms, which is about 250, I would say. I'm not 100% sure on that number. And so it just keeps on going up until no one else can lift it type of situation. And then the keg toss, it is a 15 kilogram keg, which is around 35 pounds or so. And it is for height. So right now the record is um 7.25, and that was done by Brian Shaw just in the last couple years. Yeah, so we're gonna go over for the day one. It was a really exciting start to the event. So the way the order goes is usually the people who qualify first go are the last to go in the order. So there was 10 competitors. So I'm not going to go through every single competitor, but I'm just going to kind of reach over the top five and go over the highlights. So, and some of the shocking things that happened that day, because there was a lot of shock. So
The
starting at the gate,
drama.
oh, the drama. So starting at the gate, it was Matt Rags and Tristan Hoyt. Let me just make sure it was Tristan and not, yeah, actually it was Dewinski. Wesley Dewinski who went up first against Matt Rags. And they went up and it was a close battle. Like Wesley got it, he finished it with less than a second, a 59.29. And come to find out there was only 6 men to finish this event. It was that challenging. So going in, a lot of the competitors were like 700-pound frame, easy work, let's go. But they did not realize how much it would affect your hands. Unfortunately, it affected the reigning champ Mitchell Hooper He was last to go, right next with Tom Stoltman, and ripped his hands to shreds. Blood everywhere. It was messy, messy,
Mm.
messy. So we really felt for him during that whole event. Like my heart broke because he ended up in fifth place. And Mitchell Hooper had to make up a lot of ground to come back. So we're still hoping to see how he makes out. Another one, the highlight of it was definitely Evan Singleton. He
Mhm.
flew this course. He did it in 30 seconds. The next competitor closest to him was 40 seconds with Austin Andreo from Mexico. And it was really amazing to see how well Evan Singleton trained for this. So he really learned. And I was very impressed with how he held himself through the heats and how he did during the final as well. But
Mhm.
actually, he tripped at the very end of the line, and it looked like he caught his foot. But actually, the people, the brand who created this event, actually did a fantastic job because there was a bit of a lip between under it looks like a giant toolbox and the frame, so his foot got caught underneath, but it didn't crush his foot. Which is like a great safety mechanism and something that I'm so glad that they thought of because this could have ended terribly for him.
Yeah, it's not just a sport that's advancing, it's also the mechanisms that they use.
Equipment.
And I'm really glad that Ali mentioned about the heat because this is taken in place at Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So you can expect that it's hot, it's humid, breaking up Mitchell Hooper.
Oh, it was definitely something. It was very eye-opening. It just comes to show like you never know what's going to happen. People get injured and people will get their hands ripped. And so like when I saw the picture of his hands, I was like, "Oh, he's out."
Oh,
Um
yeah.
but he persevered and he did finish the show, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So next up was Maxel, the Max Axle clean and press. So you have to clean it up to your shoulders and then press it overhead. So once again, the starting weight was 175 kilograms or 70 kilograms, which is ooh, heavy. So there was two people who were not able to get the starting weight, which was Ivis Schmucksellis and Wesley Dewitsky. But you know what? That is like impressive weight. So you know what? If you can't lift it, save your energy for the other events.
Mhm.
So everyone got the opening weight, and so we had some really impressive lifts. So one of the ones I really want to highlight is Pablo Cordiaker. So he's got 200 kilograms overhead. It was amazing. And then at the very end, he goes and does a little ballerina move and stands on one leg. It was hilarious. Oh, so proud of him.
Just a
And
little flamingo, you
just
know?
a little, yeah, just a little show. I was like, wow, way to go. Um, and all things considering, Mitchell Hooper did fantastic. He came in a joint first with Tom Stolman, who was an amazing presser with
Mhm.
210 kilograms. So the fact that his hands were bloody, like they literally had to take time in between to clean up the blood before each person went up because it was terrible. But he
It was just peeling
persevered.
more and more, man.
He
Yeah. And then with the max axle press, I also wanted to like touch base on this because I know that not everybody had a chance to get where they wanted to. There's two people who didn't do the lift, like you said, but most people actually got their PR with that event. So even though they might have not have gotten the same as Tom and Hooper with 210, they still reached like 170, 190, and 200 kilograms, which is fucking impressive, especially
absolutely.
on a hot day.
And then the final event of that day was the keg toss, which is a really fun event. Like a lot of you either love it or you hate it type of situation. So sadly, Pablo, who did so well in the axle clean and press, wasn't able to get the first opening weights. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify for that. I haven't seen any videos as to see what happened. I think there was a lot of more of the angle. This is a very technical thing to do because you got to get the right height and arc to get it over. So yeah, going into the keg toss, this was a really exciting event. And just think, our boy, the Dewinski, Tom Stoltman, and Mitchell Hooper all tied for a world record with 7.75 meters. I'm not exactly sure what that is in feet, but it's up there. It's up there. Because I think it's around like I want to say it's around 30 feet.
I'll math it. I'll math it right now.
Yeah. But
Um,
that's a really impressive one, and like we were so proud of our Canadian boy. Like, say once again, he's a rookie. This is his first year. He was called up in the early stages when people started dropping out. That he got called up, so it's really impressive to see what he can do.
Yeah, and considering that he was with Tom Stoltman and Mitchell Hooper, both winners of World's Strongest Man, like
Right?
I would be
So
like
impressive.
shaking.
And he was
um,
the way he handled himself was very impressive. Like he didn't get, he was just like, "Yep, let's go to work, move it on up, let's go, guys." Like it
absolutely no shell shock. Yeah.
yeah, it was just like nonchalant, just another day at the office. I was like, "What?
Just here with my boys,
That's a
Um,
typical Saturday training session."
a crazy first day of just mystery and the element of what the fuck's gonna happen next. We went into day 2, which had the Conan's wheel, the tire deadlift, and then the Atlas stones. All right, so I classify the Conan's wheel. A amusement ride kind of looks like the Scrambler to me. There's just this giant dowel, and it looks just like almost looks like an old timey wheel that you would see on a ship. And these boys have to the way
And so with that, you
like
pick it up and hold it in your forearms, and then you walk around in a circle with it.
so it was really interesting to see that because I've never seen the Conan's wheel firsthand.
And
So for most part, I believe that everybody got to make at least 2 rotations in this one.
just about. And just to clarify, there is some weight to the Conan's wheel. It was 250 kilograms, but you're picking up and it's crushing your chest as you're walking. This is a very taxing event. And
Yeah.
we had our world champion or world record holder, Pavlo Kordiaker, there to perform that day.
Oh yeah, and did he ever perform? So the lowest is Schmuckstellus with 486 degrees and rotations. Still pretty fantastic. And then we'll just get straight into the top 3. A really honorable mention, like Ali mentioned, Matt Rags. He did a fantastic job. He held it up. He was still having a little bit of trouble in the beginning, and a little bit near the end too. It almost looked like he was like it was kind of like that last heave ho, and then he just
Oh, it
gave her.
looks brutal. Like I've never done it, but like it's kind of I could see it being similar to like a Zerk carry, which is horrible. So I could
Yeah.
okay. So this one actually it behects the arm, but it's more your posterior chain. Your legs are dying. Your thighs,
Yeah.
your glutes, your lower back. That is what's on fire. Like it does hurt your arms, but it
Yeah.
is your posterior chains that takes the beating out of this, and it's quite painful. So the fact that they did the Conan's wheel and then a tire deadlift, once again another posterior chain, they were just trying to kill
Their
him.
yeah, their butts were on fire at the end of that. So Matt Ragg had 748-degree rotations. Oh, we never talked about Hoth. I think Hoth did a pretty good job. He got 643 degrees, so he was just a little bit under Rags, but he fought for it. He did a fantastic job. I was gonna say loose brother, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of lame. Just Tom Stoltman should have
Yeah.
his own little placement.
He is, yeah.
He actually got 777-degree rotation. So, like 30 degrees difference almost. That's hella impressive. Just that little bit more of a push makes all the world's difference.
It is.
And then, of course, Mitchell Hooper just got to show up. He's got to just show the world, I burned my hands, completely tore off the skin. I'm tired, but we're persevering. We're pushing through. I got 5th place in the first event. I cannot lose. And he got 821-degree rotations. And there was points in his before he went into the actual event himself. He went to his crowd, his supporters, his groupies, as I call them, and he was looking at them. He's like, man, I don't know, like, look at these, like, they're just, I don't know if I can do this. Then we go straight into the tire deadlift because honestly, this one had me at the edge of my seat. I was kind of expecting it to be a fight between Tom and Hooper because this is the deadlifts are Hooper's event, man. Like, honestly. And then to know Men's already beat ass to a piss, and he's going to be doing deadlifting against the other fellers.
Yeah. And so with this one, so like Megan had said, he had talked to Uncle Oz because one of the things he was so worried about is his hands. And so with the figure eight straps, or I don't believe he was contemplating using, is he just couldn't hold on to the bar because his hands were so raw. And like with his hands being that raw, they literally used super glue to hold him back into place. Like it was rough. So he didn't do as well as he normally does because his hands were hurting.
Yeah, but he still showed us.
Yeah. So the top, there was a lot. One, two, three people got six for second place, which was Mitchell Hooper, uh,
Mhm.
Austin Andreas, and Wesley Dewinski from Canada. They were all came in second with six reps, and then our was Tom Stoltman and our other Canadian Tristan Hoyt coming in first with seven reps. Another amazing feat for a rookie that got 2 weeks notice. So let's go Hoyt.
Yeah, yeah. Hoyt. Hoyt, we got our boy with 8 reps. We got Matt Rag.
He is a very impressive deadlifter, so I was not surprised.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of was just because of how much energy he exerted with the Conans. I was like, I don't know how much he's going to be able to do here, but you know what? He proved me wrong. He pushed.
Like he just had the good rhythm, like he knew what he had to do and just, going out and put the work in.
Yeah.
So then the final event, and of course the one that like it's the most iconic, the stones. So with these stones, they actually are slightly out. So the first stones are a bit lighter at 140 kilograms, and they have to run it into a platform, and it kind of goes till it gets closer. So you have to run in less as the weights go up. So there was only one man that was able to finish all of them. And all right, so instead of going through all of the stones, I'm going to go through the order. Okay. So in last place, 10th strongest man in the world, nothing to be upset about. Ivish Schmuckstellis with 12.5 points. And then we have Luke Stoltman, the other half of the Stoltman brothers, with 19.5 points. Then we have Pablo Cordiaker with 27 points. Austin Andrea with 30.5 points. Wesley Dewinski with 31 points. Tristan Hoyt with 33.5 points. Matt Rags with 35.5 points. And it was a battle for third place because the top two had already kind of separated. So our top two, of course, Tom Stoltman and Mitchell Hooper. But in third place, getting his first podium from the United States, Evan Singleton. I was so proud to see him. And so now it was a battle. Was Mitchell Hooper able to come back from his hand injuries? Or did Big Tommy go for the big three?
Did
And
Luke prophesize it in the UK Arnolds?
and so, of course, the winner of World's Strongest Man 2024 was the one, the only Tom
Tom
Stoltman.
Stoltman.
3 times World's Strongest Man. He puts him in a league of 5 people. Five
Fair.
people have won three a World's Strongest Man. It was so impressive to see. I was so proud and I'm so happy. So Mitchell Hooper came in second after having literally no hands with 47.5 points, still on his winning streak, his podium streak of 16, I do believe. I'd have to fact check that. 16 podiums since his start of his career, and Tom Stoltman finishing with 53 points.
Oh yeah.
What a show. What a performance. Woo! I was definitely on the edge of my seat watching it. Well, watching my spreadsheet and watching the live with Uncle Laws and Liz.
Sweating while we're watching the spread.
Absolutely.
Fight to the end. And quite honestly, Tom earned it. Mitchell Hooper, he came back. Like the fact that he got 5th place in the very first event on the first day of the finals, and the fact that he came into 2nd place, that's not an easy thing to do. Like, you got to be a superhero in order to be able to jump back that height. And then, of course, I don't know if we mentioned this, but it's pretty hella impressive that 3 of the Canadians that were invited into World's Strongest Man's, just the heats, actually made it to the finals when only 3 out of, I think it was 3 out of the 6 Americans, or was it just 2?
Only one American made it. So the only country to have multiple people in were Great Britain with the Stoltmans and Canada with the three Mitchell Hooper, Tristan Hoyt, and Wesley
Yes.
Derwinski. Everyone else was from a different country, so it was quite diverse.
An
And
amazing, amazing thing. And it just kind of, I don't know, just a little Canadian pride there,
oh,
folks. Sorry.
absolutely, absolutely. Come in fifth and your final your first time at World's Strongest Man, absolutely amazing. And both of
Mm,
these competitors were actually in the open category for the Shaw Classic Strongest Man on Earth competition. And because of this performance, both of them are now in with the top elite once again in the fight for the strongest man on Earth. Like amazing.
yeah. It's
I thank Brian Shaw for recognizing that our Canadian boys deserve to be in that strongest man on earth competition, which will be happening in August.
and it was fantastic.
And that's right. So we're not exactly sure. I know in UK it will be aired at Christmas time. Usually for Canada, it's usually about July or so when it's aired. So and they do put them on YouTube usually closer to like a year in advance. They do put that all the everything up on YouTube. So you can watch the last few years on YouTube.
We well, I don't know about Ali, but I'm just going to throw this out there. If this gets enough likes, we actually might do a live recording of us watching World's Strongest Man finals. If you guys are interested in that, you can come in, have some snackies, get your emotional support water bottle, be in your PJs, and just like chill out with us. Watch it. It would be awesome. It's like a big sleepover.
A lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Once it's out, I'm watching.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Ali is going to put her phone on airplane mode and be like, do not disturb. Strongman's playing.
Right, right.
I should
Exactly.
make shirts.
Should make shirts.
I'll get right on that.
It'll be fun.
I think that'd be really cute. Do not disturb watching Strongman. Or if you can see
I
this
love
and then
that.
on the back, we're watching Strongman. That could be cool.
That
New
would
merch.
merch. I love it. All right. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you learned a lot and have a better understanding about what the heats are and enjoyed a little recap on World's Strongest Man.
This was fantastic. And we are so glad that you guys are carrying on with us and just I hope you really enjoy our content. If you do, you can take a look at our socials. We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, and we are soon to be on Spotify. So if you want to check us out on our YouTube channel, it is Strong Girl Shuffle Podcast. If you want to check us on Instagram or TikTok just to get a little bit of the bloopers, the inside out, as you would call them, and maybe just a little bit of a teaser before the episode releases, you can reach us at SG Shuffle Podcast. If by chance you are a little bit more interested on us, which flattery, thank you. There's no need.
How could you
But
not?
you I don't have my hair anymore, so like there's no hair flip. You can reach me at Handora_readings, where I do a little bit of real videos for my work and for my school, but also just for myself. And if you want to head over to Ali's Instagram channel, do you want to do a little dirty plug?
Oh yes, my dirty little plug is Allie_strongwoman, where I post all my competitions that I've been doing and some reels, kind of what I'm doing in my normal workouts.
Yeah. So if you want to go check her out, please do. If you want to go check me out, I'm very flattered. Thank you. I'll make sure to put on my makeup next time. And if you want to check out our Instagram or TikTok, it is free to do. Just a matter of shuffling in.
Exactly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us where you're from. Tell me if you were as surprised at the results as I was. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, were you at the World's Strongest Man? Were you watching it live? Have you watched it live? Have you started watching it since you came over to our channel? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Stay beautiful, strong girlies.